all about moving on. It's time to move on. The seasons are changing, so let's just go ahead and be in this moment, okay? So if you're new to the community, welcome, babies. This is your nightly self-care routine. It is a place where you heal, you take care of yourself, you do whatever you need to do during this time, okay? So if you're new, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome, babies. Mama loves you. Kisses on your forehead. Let's begin this healing journey. So this is all about self-care. Everything that has to do with healing is about taking on the responsibility of taking care of ourselves and prioritizing our own healing and our health in whatever way that pops up in our life. So all these sessions are about that. So today we're going to work through that change of the season and the feeling of moving on, moving forward, moving to whatever. So it's that feeling and that sensation of moving past this point. If you ever been stuck somewhere or time is kind of moving slower in one area, just moving past that point. So that's what we're going to work on today. So if you're new to the community, we start the session off with a prayer. It's not a religious prayer, it's just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community and as a collective. And because consent matters, to have your permission to say a prayer. Okay, let's begin, okay? May I touch you? Okay. Inhale, exhale. Let's go. Dear universe, in all for the highest vibration of good only, please connect us to our highest self and allow us to validate information for our highest good only. Please allow us to release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am Ashe. Ashe, okay. So moving on, you gotta be able to move on from things, to not feel like you're going to be stuck somewhere, or to sometimes make a decision, because I think half the battle sometimes is just choosing to make a decision. Choosing to make a decision is like you have a lot of options, but you have the power to decide what the direction or what direction you're going to be going in. And that's a lot of power, especially if you're used to life just happening to you. Here it is, you get to choose what you want. So sometimes you might feel like, oh, I don't want to choose wrong, or you might be called to do numerous things at one time. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay. Don't worry about any of that. Just focus on your goal, your dream, and be ready to change you. We all grow, we all evolve, we all shift in a new direction. So be open to changing you. Have your heart be open to moving forward. Allow your senses to expand in the directions that you need. Allow all that to be. All that to be. All that to be. And surrender to what you need. new seasons. Open up the new you. There's so many things that are kind of exciting for the next chapter. There's so many things that you can focus on. There's so many directions to go in. Isn't that kind of exciting? Isn't that kind of cool? If you get to a lucky point in your life where you get to start to make those decisions, as opposed to you just feel like, okay, here's one issue and another issue and another issue, but just walking into a new chapter like, damn, you can define the next 10 years of your life, and that's in your hands and your control. And if you spend a life not having that control to get that control, it's like, what do you do with that? And I think what you do with it is whatever you want to do with it, and that's the cool thing. When the seasons start to change, it reminds us that everything shifts. And of course, not everywhere in the world will the seasons change, but we like to use it as a metaphor of the transformation. For example, when you're growing something, it's a seed and it sprouts and then it flowers, it blooms, and then it drops its fruit and then it starts all over again. So even if the season doesn't change, that thing will happen, that cycle will happen, and that's how life is. Can you really imagine how life would be if you made a decision to say, whatever I want, I'm going to get myself to a position where I can make it happen, where I have enough control, where it just naturally fits into my life? Isn't that's cool? That's really, really cool. That's really exciting. That's really fun. And that's in front of most people. Doesn't mean that you have all your money issues solved. Doesn't mean that you have all your health issues solved. But at the end of the day, if you have that power to define within your life how you want to spend your time and what you want to do, that shifts your soul, that changes you, that gives you another level of understanding, reflection, and peace. And I think there's a beauty to that. There's a peacefulness. Okay, like you ever look for the answer outside of yourself, and then when you're like younger, you can find that answer and it helps to shape you of what you feel like is important. But the older you get, the more it's like the answer is not outside, the answer is inside. You have all the answers, and when you see people outside of you validate a certain answer, you're like, well, you already knew that. You already knew that. So it lets you know that the answers are already there, already available, already within yourself, within your heart, within your soul, within your spirit. And that's just powerful work, powerful energy, a powerful moment, a powerful shift, a powerful season. All kinds of powerful things. Yeah, well, let me know in the comments what you're ready for. What seasonal shift are you ready for? What movement are you ready for? What cycle are you ready for to shift? What? Fill in the blank. I'm ready for a new season of food. So I always wanted to kind of make it a routine to try new foods and new places and things like that, because I feel like, I don't know, just that's the way to my happiness. And something always comes up, like maybe you can only do things on the weekend, or like money, you can't go out and just spend all your money on food. And that's the thing that I noticed with my budgets. I spend all my money on eating, but at the end of the day, I enjoy the entire experience of food. So I feel like my move and my shift forward is prioritizing trying these new foods, trying these new restaurants, trying these new experiences, and trying the whole experience of something. Because I think the best way to learn another culture, or to have respect and reverence for a culture, origins of their food, begin to understand why it was important, understand how these flavors were created out of necessity and then infused in families through love and caring and nurturing, as well as survival and all kinds of stories that are related to some of the yummiest of things that we have. So that's my moving on. Of course, your moving on could be like you find somebody or you get a different job or blah blah blah. My shit is gonna be about food. You know, my ambition is shifting. It's like, how can I enjoy the things that I already enjoy in life, but to that next level? How can I wouldn't say maintain happiness. How can I accept what I love, what brings me happiness, what brings me a sense of fulfillment, and how can I reinforce things that are like that in my life? And I'm one of those people that feel like I don't think it's normal to never have stress. I don't think it's normal to always be happy. I don't think it's normal to always be stressed out. I don't think it's normal to, in that same kind of tone, to feel like nothing's happening in your life or there's so many changes. I think that everything is almost like a nice steady pace of different experiences, different cycles, different thoughts. Sometimes it slows, sometimes it goes backwards, sometimes it goes fast, goes slow. But I feel like that's kind of what the experience of life is, trying to verbalize this, thing that we are experiencing. Is not easy, but living it, just breathing into each moment every day, I think that that's the most important thing. So I say all of that to say, be in the moment with yourself, be in the moment with your season. Love the life that you have, love the life that you are creating. Just have that love and let the love ooze from every part of your life, from your relationships, romantic, family, friends, just all types of people you surround yourself with. Let it ooze from that kind of energy that you vibrate to, as well as the things that you're passionate about. And don't get me wrong, I've already convinced myself that laziness is a human quality that is that we evolved to have through great survival. Because think about it. Like, if given the choice, is the body gonna overwork itself? No. So if I feel like I'm being lazy, I simply just say that this is a wonderful evolutionary trait that I seem to have. This is great. I'll get up in a couple of minutes, but I'm gonna stay doing what I'm doing, whatever it is I'm doing in that moment. But yeah, just being easy on yourself. Like, things still happen, tough things will still happen, but if you're here in this moment at this time, you're gonna figure it out. You always figure it out, even in moments of feeling anxiety or feeling fear that might be irrational. You were able to get over it before, so you're gonna be able to get over it. All of these things are gonna shift and they're gonna change. But the most important thing is the environment you keep internally and externally. You can't talk to yourself crazy. You cannot be mean to yourself. You cannot be not compassionate with yourself. You cannot be in a situation where you're not just being patient and loving and nurturing towards yourself. And you cannot afford to surround yourself by people who are the same way, or situations and circumstances that are the same way. And it'd be scary to take some leaps and to move on. See, tie this back into what we were talking about. It might be scary to take some leaps and to move on, but it's okay financial outlook, better balance in your life. You're going to feel like you have more power over your life than if you're not in that. I don't care how much you love somebody, if you know that the dynamics don't work, you know that it is not ideal for what you're looking for, and you know for certain that trying to work it out is not going to work, take that leap of faith and move on. And that counts for anybody in your life. Sometimes people meet you on the other side, and sometimes new people meet you on the other side. And I mean, don't cut yourself short, okay? But if you feel like you are leaving a family, there will be other people who step in and act like family. If you feel like you're leaving friends, there will be more friends to have. You feel like you're leaving a creative environment, there's going to be multiple creative environments to have. So many opportunities. No need to stand still. Nice little energetic shove to get you in the direction that best suits you and best fits you. Well, babies, I hope you enjoyed this session today. I really felt like noticing like when you eat some fruit, noticing the sweetness, or you eat something savory, noticing the brininess, just being in this moment to enjoy life instead of just being on autopilot. I think that's what life is about. Again, regular shit gonna go down. That's cool. I mean, it's not cool when, it's not working out the way you want to, but at the end of the day, it's going to move past that. And you're going to be in balance. So the decisions that you're able to make during the times that are uncomfortable really create the foundation to enjoy life during the times where you are comfortable. So just remember that you do not have to respond. Make permanent decisions for temporary situations. Just work with life. Well, babies, I hope you enjoyed this session. I'm just letting you know it's going to be okay. And we're just going to work on your energy just with some combing. And we're going to do some cutting, okay? So if you're new to the community, welcome, 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 babies. This is your nightly self-care routine, a place where you just come, be yourself, chill, relax, you take care of yourself, you carve out that time in your day to show up for yourself and to work on yourself. So for all of my new babies, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for all of my returning babies, welcome back. Mama loves you. How are you, sweetness? How have you been? How has things been going? Okay, let's go ahead and get started. As you know, we start this session off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer. It is a prayer to root us down in our individual healing experience and to bring us together as a community, as a collective. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? May I touch you? Okay. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe on your own. Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest intentions and validate information from our highest self only. Please allow us to let go of what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Okay, it's going to be okay. And I think that I spend a lot of time trying to redefine how we define reality, which is this idea that everything needs to be perfect or normal, normal, in order for it to be valuable. But understanding that whatever experience you're having now is normal. Whatever experience that you're having is an experience worth remembering and talking about. And it comes in different colors, it comes in different feelings, and it comes in different understandings, and we have to acknowledge every little bit and piece of that. So it's going to be okay. I don't want you to overthink things. I don't want you to overstress things. Just know that It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be. It's going to be okay. 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 Well, family, you did a fantastic job in laying those beautiful foundations of just feeling good, loving your life, loving what you do, loving the people in your life, loving yourself. So if you're new to the community, welcome, 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 babies. This is your nightly self-care routine, a place to chill, relax, be yourself, enjoy the healing, fall asleep, do whatever you need to do. Whatever. So all my new babies, welcome, and all my returning babies, Mama loves you. Welcome back. Okay. Let's just get nice and relaxed. And so we start our session off with a prayer. It's not a religious prayer. It is just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay. May I touch you? Okay. Take a deep breath. Exhale. A couple more breaths. You ready? Okay. Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest intentions and validate information from our highest self only. Please release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am Ashe. Ashe, Ashe, okay. So let me just start, sweetness, by just going over your energy here and just washing away the day. Anything, love, that you need to let go and just leave where it needs to be left. Let's do that. Let's just leave it there, sweetness. We're gonna take it and just remove it out. Remove it out, remove it out, my babies. And just move that energy like that. And so just allow me to remix your energy. That was kind of cheesy, whatever. Please allow me to move your energy. As you know, I am paid in smiles, so I better see those smiles. You know when you're a little kid and you take a picture? So let's just move this through. Okay. And pull out anything maybe taking up too much room, too much space. Don't need it. And just get you in a nice, centered, and balanced place and state. Okay. Now just breathe in and out. And I'll continue to work on your energy here. You just work on your breath. Finding that flow of positive, rejuvenating energy that's flowing in, exhaling and releasing anything that needs to be let go. You know, you don't even have to label it, just let it go. You don't gotta overanalyze it, you don't even gotta know what it is, just let it go. If you don't want it, let it go. And remove that out, okay, sweetness? Good job. So let's just move that through the energy through the body, washing, cleansing, and clearing away everything else. Breathing in and out. You did it. You're doing it. You're going to do it. All of that. Okay, good job. Good job. Good job, sweetness. Good job. Okay. Lovely, 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 lovely energy. And breathing in through here, just relaxing into this, relaxing into this. Good job, good job, good job. Okay. So I'm gonna go into the inner energy and just work on this building of love. Just laying a very beautiful, firm foundation. Exhale, release. We're removing anything that's taking up too much space that isn't for your highest vibrational good. It's not for you. You don't need it. You want to let it go. Let it go. So that it can grow. It's so funny that we might emotionally hoard. I call it energetically hoarding. Want to keep, don't want to let go, but yet want to invite things that are great for us, but at the same time don't really have room to place it anywhere. And so I always say, let it go so you can grow. Well, think about it like this. Say your whole energy is just flat surface, and when you have all of these old experiences that you don't want to let go, they're nostalgic. Maybe it's because they're familiar. You don't know if you should let them go, okay? But that entire floor is piled up with stuff. But it's not until you remove all that shit on the ground that now you can see the floor and you can start to plant seeds of the future. And the sun can finally reach to the ground. And it's so interesting because during this time, when there's nothing there, the seeds are underneath, they're growing, but you can't see them, that people start freaking out because they feel like they have nothing. At least before, when they were hoarding all of these experiences, they convinced themselves they had something. Sweetness, if you really want love, if you really want happiness, if you really want to feel more in control of your life, you have to allow there to be a time of patience. You have to allow there to be a transitional time where you move everything out that no longer serves you, and you hold a clear space for who you're becoming to grow. And it's a part of your job each and every day to explore who are you becoming. You get to decide. It's not that everything is just laid out right in front of you and you just gotta follow the path. No. Instead, you get to decide each and every day how you want your day to be. You get to decide each and every year how you want your life to be. And when you can kind of get in control of that, understand that you are in control of your destiny, in control of your happiness, you start to look at your life differently. And the thing about that is, you start to outgrow a lot of situations, circumstances, and people. Ones that felt like, life is just happening to them, and just allowing things to happen to them without taking action. You have the power to take action. You have the power to co-create the life that you want. So why not do it? So just breathing in and out here, moving through this energy, moving through this experience, moving through this time. See yourself in full control of your life. See your life as something that you decide. And also understanding that you don't have to know everything before you go on the journey. That you trust yourself places. So breathing through this, so going inside the inner energy and just allowing that to be what it needs to be. Let it move the way it needs to move. Let it shift the way it needs to shift. Finding yourself being playful with your energy, and start to see your ability to move and manipulate your life as something more like an art. So as you're breathing in and out, I'm going to just work through different things, removing that out, releasing that, letting it go, surrendering to the path of whatever is important to you, and moving through there, and taking your energy and going in the direction that best suits you, that is for your highest healing and your ultimate happiness, that gives you balance, peace, wisdom, understanding, that puts a smile on your face, that brings in so much wisdom and happiness. And fill yourself with all of this energy just surrounding you. So I'm just going to work on the outside now as you are breathing through the inside. And on the outside, we're just going to take gentle movements here and just work through that. Work through that, work through that, work through that, work through that, work through that. You've had time to reflect on what is important to you and what do you love and why you love it. And let me tell you something, whenever you love something, whatever it is, a person, situation, thing, a dream, a goal, you're always tested. And it's not you're being tested because you're being punished, but you're being tested because you are being strengthened, because there should be nothing that is strong enough to knock you over. I don't care if everything just falls out of place. As long as you have that drive or that connection, it stays together. It continues to go. It will grow a new set of circumstances, situations, and environments that's better suited for it. So this is what you should understand. If there are some things that you're not really that interested in, but you force yourself to do, baby, they never make it past this period. But also, there are some things that we want to do so bad, but it just hurts us on the inside because we haven't found the confidence yet to rise to the occasion, even when things aren't going the way that we want it to go. We might feel like, oh, it's just me, it's never going to work out, blah, 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 blah. No, get to the other side. You can do it, sweetness. You got it. You got it. Just keep going. Because when you push past those moments, you start to do some really amazing stuff. And then you start to realize, like, how the fuck did I do this? You know, it's really magical. There's like, how did I do this? So that's the energy that is going and flowing within you. So own it. Be excited by it. Connect yourself to it. Never let go of all of those things that make you you. So let me just go on right here and just work through this. Just going through the different experiences that are within you and breathing in and out, releasing, relaxing, releasing, relaxing, releasing, relaxing, releasing, relaxing. Let it go, 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 let it go. Release it, let it go, release it, let it go, release it, let it go, release it, let it go. Surrender it onto its next path. Now, what do you want? Feel free to write it in the comment sections. What do you want? What is the love that you want in your life? What is the love? What is the love? What is the love? What is the love that you want in your life? What is the love that you want in your life? let's just work through anything that needs to be removed here and recalibrated, reshifted, 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 recalibrated, reshifted. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good job, 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 good job. Just breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. In and out. In and out. Breathe in and out. Breathe. Breathe through it. Relax. Allow it to be. Allow it to connect you to your greatest self, your greatest energy, your greatest wisdom, your greatest knowledge, everything that is so beautiful within you. Allow it to connect it. Allow yourself to be freed by it, and allow your energy to go and flow in the direction, in the path, in the energy towards that direction. Well, family, you did a fantastic job, and I hope you enjoyed this session of building love. Remember, take care of yourself. Connect with yourself. Go after the things you want, and trust yourself that even if you don't know how to get there, you can get there. But fall in love with the path. Fall in love with the journey. But know where you want to go. Know where you want to go and enjoy the journey to get there. Okay, sweetness. Let's just move this through here and smooth it over. Seal you with the sign of the infinity and say, babies, if nobody has said it, I love you. But who cares that I love you? That doesn't really matter. The only thing that matters is that you love you. So you gotta love yourself each and every day. You gotta get up, excited for the life that you're living. Take your time, go at your own pace, but love yourself. It's the most beautiful gift, the best feeling that you will ever receive in this entire experience of life. Welcome back. You can also join us on Patreon for more learning, okay? So, we are going to be building your dream life. So let's get a couple of tools, okay? First thing we're gonna need is our infused pin. Infused in energy, not anything else. And something, to use to write on. Because, there's power in your words. There's power in what you say. There's a lot of power when you write things down with your hands. Some people like to type things out. But writing things down with your hands, that's a nice feeling, a nice touch too. And this is one of my favorite colors. You know what? As an adult, I'm going to say that this is my favorite color. My favorite color of all time is yellow, but honestly, I think that rose gold does it. It tops. It tops everything. And then after the pen, we gotta get something to write with. dream life, what do you want? Okay, let's get the pen together. Okay. Okay. For your dream life, what do you want? So first thing, where do you want to be? Okay. Where do you want to be in your dream life? Certain place, certain weather, certain energy, who you're surrounded by, all that kind of stuff. What would you like that to be? Okay. So, whatever it is, let's just fill that in. A dream. Okay. I'm gonna put that one to the side. Okay. Let me get the other one. Who would you like to invite with you? When you see this dream life, how far into the future is it? Is it a couple months? Is it a couple years? Also, what are the important things that need to be in this dream life when it comes to, what you do? What is the purpose that you are bringing into life? Or, what is the purpose that you feel like in this moment that is like pulling you forward in a direction of peace and clarity and love and all that stuff? So you want to incorporate that vision, that essence, that foundation into your dream life. Okay. If there's anything that is a little bit challenging, how can you let that go so that you can go forth into your dream life? Okay. And what areas do you think you need to grow into? And when I say areas that you need to grow into, not that you are deficient, but in fact that you might have a talent and you haven't been like really growing into it. So what areas of life would that be for you? Okay. Okay, good job. So, based on what you have told me, your dream life sounds pretty awesome. And there's nothing limiting you from being able to get or have the dream life. Nothing. It's just up to you if you want to pursue it. Because everything, even things we care about, things we don't care about, any dream that has ever been had, it's always harder work than the work we imagine in our mind, The harder work is being consistent or showing up or navigating uncertain times. That's it right there. So, anything that you requested, anything that you envision as a part of your dream life, it is 100% available now, in this moment. Okay. I'm just gonna put a couple more notes. Okay. masters, the ascended masters, Master Jesus, Master Buddha, Master Katumi, Yamunja, Oshun, Mawu, and all the Taurus. Please connect us to the archangel, spirit, guide, spirit, animals, or lineage, and all for our highest vibrational good only, rooting us down in our individual healing experience and bringing us forth as a community. I say all of this in the name of I Am. Thank you to the ancestors. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. You can never forget the ancestors. Okay. So, I see all of this energy and you don't know where to put it. Well, we're going to manifest it down. We're going to manifest it down. We are going to take that energy down and we are going to manifest it down. 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 Okay. And that is a gesture of building the future that you want. The future that you want. Attaining the goals that you want. The goals that you want. Having the life that you want. Having the life that you want. Having the life that you want. Okay. So as I'm going into this session, this is what I need you to do for me. I need you to think of something you're really good at. Or something that you just want to be good at. And I need you to bring that energy to the surface. So if you have a lot of energy just going on, like, I can't go to sleep, or, I felt anxious, or something like that, I want you to redirect that energy into this thing, as if that could be the fuel for this thing. Now, we are still in Capricorn season for a little bit, and this is what our Capricorns teach us. Capricorns are highly motivated by obstacles. It is often said that if a Capricorn does not have an obstacle, they will make one for themselves, because just like a goat climbing up a mountain, it is this instinctual feeling for them that they want to get to the top of something, and that's why the obstacles are so important. What can a goat do? It can scale like a near vertical wall to get places, and can scale mountains and things like that. And so if you have been experiencing lately any feelings of discomfort in any way, irritation or sadness or whatever it is, this is an opportunity to channel in with that Capricorn energy that we all have access to in order to redirect. That's all it is a redirect, for all of those puppy lovers or you little fur babies out there. If you happen to have dogs, and I don't know if this works for other animals too, but if you happen to have a dog, if you have a dog with aggression issues, what typically happens is that they have this pent up energy and they don't know what to do with it, and they're looking at you to tell them what to do with it. So you have to look at your body in the same way you have pent up energy just from going out and being in the world. So you need to tell your body what to do with this next, and you need to use it as fuel for whatever it is you want to do. So this is a moment really to pick yourself up. So I'm going to remove any of the stuff that is taking up too much space in the moment. But just remember this stuff. It's like, just pat yourself on the back. Just pat yourself on the back. You're like, I'm really great at this. Just pat, 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 pat. Whatever it is. Look at me making breakfast, y'all, okay? For years, no one could touch me on a breakfast, okay? I had all those breakfast staples. I was getting so fancy. I was taking stuff out. I was turning it vegan. I was making it grain free. I was over here doing all kinds of stuff. But I felt good about it. So whenever someone was like, make breakfast, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm about to make this breakfast. But I say that all to say there's something in you. A purpose. A strong, driven purpose that you're bringing to life through your creativity or just being yourself. And in order to fuel what you need to accomplish in January, you really need to redirect whatever energy is in you in the direction that it needs to go towards. A lot of times people don't know how to use all the energy around them. Energy healing, working with any type of energy systems, magical stuff, shadow work, light work, all it is, regardless of a lineage, is just learning how to work with the energies around you. And it's up to you if you want to be, within a certain lineage. Shameful plug, my Reiki master teacher sun, all of, this stuff, because as soon as something negative happens, it feels like it's like the Tower card. It feels like everything just falls on down. And that's not at all what you need. Okay? All you need to do is trust yourself. And it's one of those lovely secrets in life, how to redirect the energy we have access to make it form in the direction you need. Okay. So if you're comfy, if you're holding your phone, you don't have to do this. You can just put one hand. But if you can put two hands or just one hand. And I want you to just feel this connection with the rest of the universe. I'm getting like a sensation in my hand too. We're just feeling these energies bouncing back. Feeling the power within you. Okay? There's a power just growing from your hands to be able to materialize. So if you don't want to use your hands, you can just allow the shoulders to go backwards and the chest to come up, and just feel that energy on the front part of your body. Whatever, that's up to you. Okay? So whatever that is for you, just have that as a gesture of receiving, being receptive, as well as giving. By giving, I mean not giving what you don't have, but asserting yourself, giving yourself a place out here. So as we are here, I want you to take this moment, and I want you to tell me, what is your purpose? Why did you incarnate into this experience? What have you been tasked to do here in this life, in these moments? Breathe in and out. And don't always feel like you have to verbalize things. Sometimes it could be a feeling. It could be a sense of knowing, a sensation. It could be pictures. It could be smell. It could be taste, sensations. Let it just be. Ask yourself these questions and just fill yourself up with the answer, no matter what the answers are, okay? Fill yourself up with the answers, no matter what the answers are. Okay. Good job. Good job. Good job. Not taking your hands. If that was the choice that you made, again, you could still have the shoulders back. Taking the hands, crossing them like so, bringing them to the heart and the chest, feeling a direct connection with the power that you have in your own hands. If you had the chest up, you can then just direct the energy back in. It's less external, less physical, but more energetic in that you're bringing that energy back into itself. And feel this deep knowledge, this deep wisdom, this deep understanding that you have been so blessed to come in contact with, so blessed to be positioned to know, to understand, and all of that good stuff, okay? And feel yourself growing. Okay, let me just take the baggage off your shoulders. Inhale, exhale. 2 more, inhale, exhale. Final time, inhale, exhale. Okay, I'm gonna move that stuff out the way. Just wiping that clean and just enjoying these moments. And the moments are seeing a confident So many people do not want to connect in with their power because they feel like they don't have access to it, when in actuality they have so much access to their power. They are pure power. And if you can separate the interpretations we have of the experiences going on around us and use that as fuel, you can use that to take you to the next level. currently have over 700, almost 750 sessions. Wow, that's mind blown. In 3.5 years, 4 years, that's crazy. That's 2 years. Oh wow, that's crazy. That's 2 years of sessions. You could literally watch a video a day for 2 years and have a different outfit. That's crazy. Anyway, it is my intention that as the sessions progress and things change, that you be empowered to be in control of your own cleansing, of your own removing of energy. Because, I realize, and this is kind of a part of the making peace with the past, I realize that as new people come into the community and kind of people who are already there kind of just chilling, it's going to be a new experience. But at the end of the day, I cannot, within good conscience, make you dependent on me. I just can't. Every session has the intention, even if we're doing work, that I am showing you how to empower yourself to take control, to do what you need to do, to be your top advocate. I think community is all about coming and going, and less about, I think, as I talked about before, like guru syndrome, thinking something or someone is so much better than you when we are the best for ourselves only. Like we give the best energy from that perspective, or we should listen to ourselves first, and then we can take perspectives from others. But also, at the end of the day, you will know much better than I will what is best for you. And my intention is to show you how to take away all of that kind of the blinders and the obstacles, so you can clearly see and you can just run with it. And then we get to another level where it's just like, okay, then it becomes mind training and mindset training of, in order to get to a new stage that I haven't been at before, even if nothing is going wrong in life, but I want to get to a new stage. What does that look like? How is that? What is that experience? So as you know, babies, I have great expectations for you, but you gotta have expectations for yourself, and that's all about, what we're talking about today, which is releasing the past. Let the past go. I read the comments, and I often hear people relate these sessions to therapy. And I think what people probably like is just the collective group energy. You want to be around people who are kind of on your same energy. It doesn't mean it is a replacement for therapy. It is a complement to many things that are available. But what I also know, and it's kind of my critique in therapy, is for a long time, therapy was seen as something is wrong with you. How do we get you to normal? But therapy also didn't necessarily have the space of, you feel like you're in a good place, so let's get you to what is your next level. I think that life coaches step in and they'll take you from normal to next level, or sometimes when you're going through things, they'll take you from there to next level. But it also kind of bothers me a little bit that therapists are highly regulated. You need to go to school, you need to have credentials, which I think is a good thing. Life coach is not necessarily, you don't really need any credentials to be a life coach, but yet both can be successful, both can be meaningful, both can be successful, both can be meaningful, both can have areas of issues. Like, for example, I feel like because in therapy things are so rigid, there's not enough room for the therapist who is like, look, I have enough experience here, I'm just gonna go off and build people the way I think they should be built, because what are they gonna do? They're gonna threaten your license, your credentials, and stuff like that. I think people still do it, but we need to be encouraging those people to grow and expand. Also making sure that healthcare providers session with a therapist and they have always had to kind of play the back burner, and the first time they get to come and they get to share their experience, and here it is, somebody is helping them. They may think that this person is their friend, but friend is a two-way street. You know, there's a reason why you don't like tell your closest friends every deep dark thing within you. It's a two-way street. You know, first and foremost, I'm one of those friends where I'm like, I do not want to hear anything that's gonna stress me out today. I'm here to have a good time, okay? I'm one of those friends. And for the people that I'm closest to, we can, we can talk about deep things, but people know who are around me. If you're gonna talk about something that's real, deep, I need to hear that you are brainstorming options as well. But at the same time, when we look at therapists as a whole, it is a good thing that there are credentials. It is a good thing that these things are regulated, because what I notice, as I've talked about before with the guru syndrome, or even you can say like a life coach, people who don't necessarily have ethical concerns or ethics can really take advantage of people in difficult situations. Now, to go on the other side, where there's the life coach whose goal is really to get you to the next level. That's where we need to be. Not everything has to be trauma. And also, if we're conditioned in society to think that the only time we're allowed to seek therapy is when things are going wrong versus how can I get to my next level, we will interpret things that aren't that bad as deeply crushing, because that's how we've been set up on a social way, versus someone who is a life coach can get you to another level, can help you get past the fear. The problem is with a lack of credentialing. I think that my biggest critique has to be just this blindness, this intersectional blindness. I've talked about this before. There's a difference between the individual and the systemic, and a lot of life coaches, they'll really master the individual and be like, I can build anything I want to, but then they have this erasure of the systemic. And if you come from a marginalized identity, it almost is like someone telling you, oh, that's not really happening, you're crazy. No, the reality is that is happening. You can find ways to weave around it, but make no mistake, it's happening. And I think life coaches are a little bit afraid to admit that it's happening, because it's like, as I said before, like the whole existential crisis, like, no, it's happening. Discriminatory things happen all the time, but that doesn't mean that you can't figure out how to weave through them. But that doesn't mean society still won't treat you, the way that you present. But that also doesn't mean that you have to live within society's expectations on yourself. So, in a perfect world, have both, or be open that you have different seasons, different reasons you need things at different times. So I say all of that to say that when you want to let go of the past, you probably need some help. You can work on it on your own, which is completely fine, but you have to have a little bit of discernment when you're reaching out to people for help and for guidance, and to set clear expectations. Also, when you're making peace with your past, understand that even though some things are cyclical, they may come up again. Leave the past in the past. And from the perspective now, I'm like, thank God I let something or someone go, because I realized it was my old mindset, my old codependent connections to the routines and things like that that was keeping me there, because I was too afraid of being vulnerable and stepping out into this new path. But stepping out there, doing it, getting it done, I turn back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I allowed that, where it was bonkers. I was bonkers. But that's a part of it. And I think that, self-healing, self-love, self-care, self-motivation, self-confidence, ambition, they are available to you now. And the less cooks in the kitchen, meaning less, whispers in your ear. Oh, no, not like ASMR whispers, like people trying to tell you what to do or how you should do things. The easier it will be for you to decide who you want to be. Sometimes you might be at a place where you're like, I just don't know, I'm overwhelmed. Understand that what you're feeling now is not the law of everything in existence. Just because you may be feeling confused right now, just because you may be feeling like lost right now, just because you might be feeling like you're in a transition right now, doesn't mean that that is all the universe has to offer to you. But in the moment, it feels like this is going to feel like this forever. No, all you got to do is just push past the first step. And the first step is probably not even that hard. But our brain is so smart. It is so strong that it can make us petrified. It can make, the fear of something worse than the actual thing. I've said this numerous times. I feel like when we do esoteric work, when we do mystical work, when we think about things that are like magical and divination, I strongly believe that the magic comes from the mind. We may have a conduit like our body, we might use our hands, we might, things like that, but I think that on an evolutionary level, the mechanism happens in the mind. That's what I think. I'm waiting for science to catch up. But I think that it happens in the mind, and it maybe signals to different receptors in various ways in our body to do X, Y, and Z. But that's how strong our mind is. So if our mind is equally as strong to create that environment, because we're unaware of how to use our mind, then on the other side, our mind is equally as strong to create the environment that we want. We're aware to use our mind. And I'm telling you, as someone who has been on this journey for quite a long time, as someone who has been interested in esoteric things, health things, wellness, spiritual, religion, all of these things in this esoteric wellness field, as someone who's like experienced those things, it is up to you to decide what is important to you, that what is your standards, to set the standards for yourself. If you're looking for an answer outside of yourself, you're never going to be able to find it. You won't. That's okay. Because it lets you know that even if you're confused right now, even if you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, where I'm going, just know that even in this confusion, even in sadness, anxiety, depression, even stagnation, doesn't even have to be extreme as those traumas. Stagnation, just things aren't moving the way you thought they should move. Even in all of that, the answer is still within you. And you just have to pull back those layers in order to get to the answer. But within you in that moment, the answer resides. It's oh my gosh, I started thinking where the money resides. Even within you, the answer resides in that moment. So all you gotta do is create the environment where you can be calm enough to release the old patterns and to embrace what it is that you want your life to be. And I'm going to keep it very real with you. That comes with a certain level of independence. If you're financially dependent on friends, family, or relationship, it's really, 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 really extremely hard to separate yourself from those dynamics. So sometimes you gotta figure out, like, you gotta be like, okay, what do I need to do in order to create my little world? Your little world can just be, off to the side at this turn, at this time of the day or something like that. But watch it as you prioritize it. It grows. It's going to take up more and more and more of your life. And it's going to push some people out. But you can't have a life where people are disrespectful to you, or people are, don't value you because they don't value themselves. But just because you care for them or you love them, you keep them in your life. I mean, it's just not going to work. But just know that may be uncomfortable, that may be difficult, but when you get to the other side, it just feels better. Things are simpler, You don't have to work as hard. I feel like society makes us feel as though we have to work hard for the bare minimum. And that's a whole nother, rabbit hole that I'll probably talk about on the podcast, Organize Your Purpose. But society, trains us to want to stay in our places, versus if we want to be free on multiple levels, we have to give ourselves that freedom. And so if the past is in the past, leave the past in the past. I don't care if, people are still associating you with that past. Who, me? No, I don't know who you're talking about. Okay. May I touch you? Okay. So just breathe in and out there. Relax. Really, really relax here. Okay. Okay. Breathing. Dear universe, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to our highest intentions and validate information from our highest self only. Please release what we need to let go and embrace what allows us to grow. Let our journey encompass the lineages, traditions, religions, and spiritual paths that bring light out through us to share with others. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. So first, let's just breathe in and out. With this shift in energy and more deep conversations, intricate conversations, just to the deepest depth of who you are. You've learned a lot of things about yourself. And when it comes to growth, like where you want to go, as I work on your energy aura, when it comes to growth, where you want to go, this kind of stuff takes time. Takes a lot of time. Takes patience. And from time to time, it looks like a hot ass mess, and that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Just grow. And you might be tempted to judge yourself, tempted to sit and think about everything that didn't happen right, or that you did in the past, X, Y, and Z, blah, blah, blah. But don't worry about any of that stuff. That's what growth is. That uncomfortable, awkward, strange transition of change that happens when you have no control over it, and you just do whatever it is that you can do in the moment to do your best. And I believe one of the greatest lessons that growth can teach us is learning how to be compassionate towards ourselves during those moments where we are uncertain, where we are not sure how things will turn out, but yet having faith that everything will be okay. Now, typically that's when someone moves to their spiritual or religious practice. Again, this is a inclusive community, and I don't say to believe in a certain thing or not a certain thing. It's up to you to define how you want to understand this beautiful mystery out here. But for those who do have some type of connection to spiritual or religious, those are the times where you lean in during growth. And if you don't have that connection, whatever your understanding is of reality, lean into that. What it is a vibrational state. So if you're new to the community, I often talk about vibrational states. And what I try to explain with vibrational states is that we are all vibrating is going to be different than somebody else. There's not this standard of beauty. I will say though, there is this kind of energy that, like, no matter what the person looks like, if they got that energy, you start thinking like, okay, you know, okay. But besides that, you want to live your life with that kind of energy and use that energy towards anything that you're doing in life, because all of those who came before you, who you feel like did a fantastic job at a certain point, they had no clue what they were doing and they just made it work. Some of them kind of like really scared and they just were consistent, but the people who found the most balance were those who found a way to just enjoy the journey as they were on the journey. And that's hard. That's really hard to do, to believe 100% in what you want, but also be able to navigate the obstacles as they come. And to share that along your journey, not to be afraid of growing in front of others, in front of yourself. You know, a lot of times we're afraid of our own power. So don't be afraid of your power. Every time you look at yourself in the mirror, see what other people see. See the energy that is really there. Because 9 times out of 10, what you could look at and think of like, and someone else is looking like, dang, how are they doing that? How are you doing that? You're amazing. You gotta act like it, okay? So just shifting this out. And how are you? You all know it is non-stop November, baby. You know. That's why we had to start with growth and learning how to do it fun. Don't burn yourself out. That's not important. It's not about a hustle culture. What it's about is really connecting with that vibrational energy that is best for you and riding that wave. And you know what it feels like? It feels like peace, balance, choices. It doesn't feel like fear. It doesn't feel like desperation. And switching yourself off from that fear, desperation, I gotta do this because I'm afraid this and that happen. Turning that off and turning on the, oh, that's just peaceful. Oh, wow, that's really easy. It's going to be a hard transition because you start to think about all the times you made things harder on yourself than you needed to. But that's okay, because that's what growth and wisdom and all that stuff is about. Follow the path of peace. Follow the path of peace. This will look real sexy. You know, the other path will look real like tumultuous ups and downs. Go ahead and let that go. Follow the path of peace, because if you truly care about your dreams, your hopes, your desires, whatever it is you want to go in, follow that path. You know, life will give you enough obstacles as it is that you need to overcome. You don't have to be in this weird energy over here, you know what I'm saying? So, just breathing in. So I want you to take a couple breaths, breathing in this new experience, this new life, this new understanding, this balance, this clarity, this sincere compassion towards what you deserve, where you are going, and what is in front of you. It is this unconditional love that the universe has for you, that more importantly you have for yourself, or whatever your connection is, or how you want to say it. dreams that are in your heart that swell so big are important to shift the world? Can you see that as you go on this journey towards your dreams, you help others with their own? Can you accept the fact that you are powerful beyond measure and that there is energetically nothing in your way for you to get whatever you want or to be wherever you need to be or to have that unconditional love? Breathing through it, exhaling, release, relax, adding this beautiful nurturing water energy into your soul, into the chakra system, and allow those seeds, some you've been working on, some that have been lying dormant, to start to be nourished. Watch them grow. Watch them expand. Watch them move in the way that they need to be moved. And relax. And feeling that within you, seeing your true power, true wisdom, true clarity, and true patience. One more breath here. And just sit in this for a couple moments. You did a fantastic job. But for everybody else who's returning, hey y'all, welcome back loves, welcome back family. So excited to just remove the toxic energy. As you know, we start our session off with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer, just a prayer to root us in our individual healing experience and bring us together as a community. And because consent matters, do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay, may I touch you? Okay. Dear Mother, Father, God, and all for the highest vibrational good only, please connect us to the Reiki Masters, the Ascended Masters, Master Jesus, Master Buddha, Master Kadum, Yamonja, Oshun, Mawu, and all the Taras. Please connect us to the Archangels, Spirit Guides, Animal Guides, our lineage, and all for our highest vibrational good only, rooting us down in our individual healing experience and bringing us together as a community. I say all of this in the name of I Am, Ashe. Ashe, Ashe, your energy, your Ashe. So, starting right there at the crown, I want you to just take a couple of breaths as this is just going and flowing down. Just let it go. Toxic energy, whether that is just the relationship you may have to something or the toxic dynamics that you may have in your interactions with others, it's just something that's coming up to be released. It's a habit that needs to be resolved. So we're going to resolve it. So I have some clear quartz that I'm just going to be tapping on over each and every one of your chakras. So I'm going to start at the crown. Just a bit of an activation here, okay? Moving down to your third eye. Still creating that movement there. Then we're going to take it down to the throat, 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 the throat. Then to the heart. toxic dynamics, there was something maybe that came up that you would like to remove from your energy field, that you would like to remove from your energy as a whole. So let's work on that, okay? Sometimes, or what makes something toxic is typically there is an excess of something that doesn't serve us. Now, you can even drink too much water and it becomes toxic for you. So the components of the dynamic that shows up in your life doesn't mean that anything that has that is just horrible. What it means is that there's an excess, and the excess needs to be removed in order for you to use it for its highest good. So we might think of toxic energy as in toxic relationships, toxic connections to things, meaning like addictions. Toxicity can be seen in a lot of ways. And so what we want to do is just create more and more space within you to remove any excess. And so where the energy goes is it goes on to its next evolutionary path. Nothing is destroyed and nothing is created. It's just honestly upcycled. And so for the energy that is vibrating at a certain level that you no longer need, you have to be able to let go of that connection. And sometimes that feels like pain, to be able to let go of something that is no longer serving you or no longer pushing you in your highest vibrational experience. Sometimes it's even a habit. For example, if you don't believe that you can accomplish something, you don't believe that you deserve something, the universe will create the perfect environment for that to be the case. But when you start to make those shifts, it feels like you lose a bit of yourself, or it feels like things are just new and you're starting all over again. And that's not a bad place to be, okay? That's a pretty good place to be, but uncertainty is a little scary at times. I'm just going to go over the aura, the energetic field, and I'm just going to remove, and move energy flowing down. Now, some people wonder, how is it that in a distant session that this impacts the other person? Like, how is it that I'm able to use a crystal here and it impact you? Well, it's really interesting how energy is. All of this that is around us, me, you, anything here, right? It's all vibrating at a certain frequency. And crystals vibrate at a certain frequency. And you use certain crystals on certain chakras, or you can put crystals in different areas in order to be able to activate things. But all it is saying something vibrate at this frequency in order to activate, to harness, to move the energy around you to be able to still feel that. And so it doesn't require a crystal. You all may notice that I don't use a lot of crystals anymore. And it's not because I don't like crystals. It is a little bit for the sustainability aspect of it, but I don't really use it anymore because you don't really need it. All of this stuff, anything from crystals, tarot, any prop is just simply a prop. You really don't need them. You create energy. Could take this chapstick, okay, and make it mean something. You infuse that intention into it. And so what this is we know that chakras, that is. So pushing that down, pushing that down, pushing that down, and just taking that energy and just pushing it down. And again, I'm anchored with my lower hand, just pushing the energy down or allowing it to be a strong foundation or a base. Okay. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay. A couple more here. And now, when you remove trauma, you remove toxic energy, you remove all of these things, you don't have to relive the trauma. And that's something that I found was really amazing in the experience of working with other people. It was not necessary for them to have to sit in a moment and have a breakdown session. Happy tears are better than sad tears, because sometimes people will have a breakthrough that is just like, whoa, I'm great, I'm this, I'm that, da 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 da, happy tears. As opposed to, that brings up a lot of triggering things. And so you notice that I don't go through reliving the toxic energy. I just give you an opportunity, if you're ready to release it. If you're ready to release it, to release it. And here it is, just removing more and more. And sometimes you can just relax. I can passively just remove some stuff and just be open to the fact that it doesn't have to be huge, and it also doesn't have to be small. There's just these certain patterns you gotta let go, especially when it comes to the self-image. This Mercury in Gemini in retrograde is everything about the self-image, how we look at ourselves, our understanding of ourselves, our mental understanding specifically, and making changes there. So having a new self-image and being able to look at that and make sure that you are the person of your highest vibrational experience. You are the person that lives up to who you want to be in the collective experience, okay? And that just takes time, and it's always good. People get afraid of retrogrades. Don't get afraid of retrogrades. It's the perfect time to, take inventory of these moments as they happen. So I'm going to just move this down, 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 move this down. Okay. I'm just going to remove any just extra stuff, just want to let it go. Just free it from the shoulders, free it from the crown, free it from the front, from the back, and from the sides, and just move the energy and smooth the energy over. And removing that, so I'm going to put the crystal down, and then I'm going to go in, and I'm going to just remove any additional toxic energy, whatever that is. Doesn't matter, we're just going to remove it, conscious and unconscious, and allow it to be freed to go on to its next evolutionary path where it can do whatever it needs to do, and you can go on and live your life as you need to live your life. So let's just slowly, just creating space and kind of just smoothing the energy over, smoothing it over, smoothing it, smoothing it, smoothing it, smoothing it over, smoothing it, smoothing it, smoothing it over, smoothing it, smoothing it, smoothing it, smoothing it over, smoothing it, smoothing it, smoothing it over, smoothing it, smoothing it, smoothing it, smoothing it, and releasing. Now take a couple of deep breaths here, okay? And I want you to expand, open up, exhale, we'll simply call it patience. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Patience. Many people lose out on their opportunities simply because they are not patient enough to get there. Be patient. Start to remove yourself from toxic energy. Honestly, start to really be okay with the fact that patience is key. Be okay with the fact that there's delayed gratification for a lot of things. So many people lose out on getting to their finish line simply because they give up. Don't give up. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Because there you will find this beautiful end goal, this beautiful journey that is going there. You're gonna look back like you're a boss.